Hey, what up y'all? It's me, your boy, Lil D, coming at you from the den with another nursing video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about working on a neurotelemetry unit. Maybe you're looking to get a job, maybe you're applying for a neurotelemetry unit, maybe you're just wondering what they do. This is something that I know way too much about. But before we do get into that, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe. I post nursing related videos 1 to 2 times a week. So if you're in nursing school, if you're a nurse, if you work on neurotelemetry, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to be hitting on 3 things on this video. The types of patients on neurotelemetry, the charting that I have to do daily, and the type of nurse that can survive on this unit. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was a nursing assistant for 3 years on the neurotelemetry unit that I am working on right now. While I was a CNA, I went to school and got my associates. And right when I got my associates, they gave me a position on my unit as well. And I worked nights for maybe 4 months, and then I've been a nurse on days. It will be 4 years in July, which is crazy to think about. But that means that I have spent 7 years on a neurotelemetry unit, and I'm still alive. So first, what is neurotelemetry? Neuro relating more to patients who may come in altered mental status, possible seizures. We do get a lot of patients who have had strokes. We don't exactly have a stroke unit. Our hospital is maybe around 250 beds, but if we do get a stroke, they will end up on our unit eventually if they're not in the ICU. Then the telemetry part of neurotelemetry means we do get those patients also who have a cardiac background that need to be on a heart monitor. Now we do have a cardiac tele where those patients that need to be on cardiac drips can be over there, but if they're not on a cardiac drip or they're not getting a cardiac cath, then they can still be on our unit. And we tend to get a little bit of everything in the middle of getting those neuro patients and those tele patients. Now, stroke is something that I have learned so much about. I feel like this is where the bulk of my knowledge is. I do my best when I'm teaching my patients about a stroke if they're able to hold on to this information that I'm giving them. It is really hard right now with these patients who aren't allowed to have the family members at the bedside, because in my teaching for strokes, I do incorporate the whole family, anyone who's at the bedside, because it really takes a team when looking out for these symptoms, because sometimes they're not so textbook, and sometimes the person going through these symptoms may not fully realize it themselves. But I do like my stroke patients. Now, I feel like altered mental status, because we are the neuro unit on the floor, these type of patients make my work very difficult to say the least. I mean, we get dementia, we get Parkinson's, we get a little bit of all that, and especially at nighttime it gets a little bit more rough with sundowning and not having family there to help. But these type of patients take a lot of close monitoring, and we do get a lot of these. So I'll probably have maybe 1 or 2 jumpers, who meaning that they want to jump out of bed a shift, and that's not necessarily uncommon. A lot of patients that I get on this unit as well are ETOH patients, patients going through withdrawal, which is not exactly my favorite, because these patients can be so unpredictable. You don't know how much they're truly drinking because they might not tell you, and the extent to their withdrawal can leave you very busy. But like I said, our unit does in the end tend to get almost anything at this point, because we do have cardiac tele, we do have obs, ortho, we have the babies and the moms on the 3rd floor. So anything that doesn't fall under full cardiac tele or ortho or obs usually just comes to us. So it is a good unit to learn on if you are a new nurse. And speaking on that, before we get into the charting, if you are a new nurse, they always say that working on a med-surg unit is probably the best, just to get your bulk of information. And I do feel like working on a neurotelemetry unit, you can get a lot of that experience as well. Now, charting on our patients. For our patients that are on cardiac tele, meaning that they're wearing the heart monitor, we do need a document on them fully 3 times a day. So I do my charting at 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. And that's just my basic assessments. I do have forms that I add to my 8 o'clock and my 12 o'clock. And then there is extra education that I need to do on my 4 o'clock. But I do spend a lot of time charting. I am pretty fast at it, but not everybody is as fast at it. So it does kind of push a lot of nurses back and make it even that much more harder. Oh my god, this hair keeps falling. One tip for charting on a neurotelemetry unit though is chart in the patient's room. Maybe if your patient likes to talk a lot, then listen to them and chart. Do it at the same time because we have computers in each of our rooms. If you're rounding with a doctor, open up the patient's chart, that way you can address anything with the doctor, but while the doctor is having that conversation with the patient sees you there, but you're also getting your charting done so you're not falling behind. And that's something that I really try and do to keep myself afloat. The last thing, oh my gosh, my battery's gonna die. Let's hurry this up. The last thing that I wanna hit on is the types of nurses that can work in this kind of field. I feel like you really have to go with the flow because a lot of these patients and their care can be unpredictable, and getting stressed out way too easily is just gonna cause way too much stress for you. Maybe this isn't the unit for you. If you get stressed by people jumping out of bed, then nursing telemetry is not for you. A lot of the best nurses on my unit that I have met are go with the flow and just taking it as it comes. And I feel like that goes for any kind of nursing because it can be so unpredictable. I'm a Virgo, so I feel like I have a type A personality where I need things like this. And it took me a couple years to actually slowly loosen up, to not feel so stressed, because in the end, the only person that's feeling it is you. If you have any questions about neurotelemetry, or if you're a new nurse or a student, leave them in the comment down below and I'm happy to answer. I try to answer all my comments. If you want to check out one of my other nursing related videos, you can check them out right here. But yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.